This is nepotism at its absolute worst, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's got to be other players, and he's starting at a brand new position. He's never played tight end. I gotta say, man, it is a little bit, I don't know, just discouraging a little bit that Urban Meyer would go this route.
It is dumb. And it reminds me of a story that I heard yesterday, where in one of the Monday qualifiers, some event, I think it was in Arizona, every time these guys try out for a you can try out for PGA Tour events, qualify for it. There was a guy who opened with a 10, 10, 10, 8, and finally an official showed up and were like, we need you to just leave. You're ruining it for everybody else. I think the NFL should step in here and be like, hey, we can't allow this to happen. You cannot sign Tim Tebow. Get him out of here. We did not have a player from a historically black college or university drafted this year. And yet right. Tim Tebow is getting another shot. And by the way, Shohei Ohtani pitched 7 innings last night, went to go play right field in the 8th. And yet people don't talk about this. But Tim Tebow is a topic of conversation, and I know that people.
Wait a second. What a left turn that was! Like, what? Why are we talking about Shohei Ohtani all of a sudden?
I just thought it needed to be said,
okay.
I don't know, like of things that trend on Twitter, and I know that it's late.
Okay.
I know it's late. People are like, oh, the Angel games start so late, or they're an irrelevant franchise. You're like, first of all, the games don't start that late. You're on the East Coast. Like, you should be used to it by now. They're not an irrelevant franchise. They're a smaller market team, but they're not irrelevant.
Where are the Angels in the standings right now?
It doesn't matter. Honestly, I don't look at the standings right now.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Like,
I think they're they're a game below 500. Like, that's what they're.
Okay.
They're game below 500.
That's not irrelevant, but it's irrelevant adjacent. I mean, if we're being real here.
Like, we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, a team that finished 3-13. Like, aren't they wouldn't you consider them an irrelevant franchise? And yet we're spending so much time talking about a guy who hasn't played since 2012. You can't tell me, like, the team's irrelevant. Like, well, then why are we talking about the Jags? Why do we care about Tim Tebow then? This is a salient point.
I was doing a little research on Tim Tebow, and I actually forgot how short his actual NFL career was.
Yeah.
But the dude was a 2010 first-round pick at quarterback and only played 2 seasons in Denver, was a part-time role player for the Jets, and never played a regular season minute again.
He had that touchdown pass to Rick Upchurch or whoever it was against the Steelers. Rick Upchurch. I don't know.
Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas in overtime. 80 yards to the cribbo. Yeah.
That was one of the best plays in NFL history. It's funny, too, because you know that John Elway wanted nothing to do with Tebow. And you're like, how do I get rid of this guy now after he went out and did this? I think he did. I think he was gone the next offseason.
He was. No, he was. That's what's crazy about it.
Because
they ended up signing Peyton Manning and then obviously made Tebow expendable. They traded a 2010 first-round pick 2 years later for a 4th rounder. I mean, that's how fast and sudden Tim Tebow's career was. And that's what, man, and again, when I look back on that, I was like, is that true? Can that really be the case? Because, man, I'm telling you, it just seemed like he had been around in the league for so long. And I know he bounced around a bunch of practice squads, but the fact that he only played basically, 2 full seasons at quarterback is just, it's mind-boggling to me.
It kind of runs similar to where the Macho Man, Randy Savage, was not a professional wrestler for as long as you think that he was. Like, he was such a shooting star. His run in the WWE was pretty brief before
it was.
Vince McMahon put him behind the microphone, which to me was like, dude, I love the Macho Man. Like, he's probably my favorite wrestler. Maybe Chris Jericho. He's in my top 4. His voice does not lend itself to commentary. Like, it's just not. It's not
No, it's
that's not what it is. And then he jumped to WCW and had a nice run,
Right.
and then he went.
His run in the WCW was a little wasted, in my opinion.
Well,
to
I
be
mean,
honest with you.
well, it's always going to be wasted because Hulk Hogan's there, ruining it for him. Like, that's the one thing that, it's unfortunate that Vince McMahon didn't use him as part of the Attitude Era. And,
Right.
I was watching, they did.
Exactly.
Because he bounced, like, just one day he was gone. Like, they were going to TV tapings for Raw, and they're like, where's Randy? They're like, oh, he's on Nitro right now. Like, oh, okay, good for him. Yeah, I just wish that the Attitude Era would have used the Macho Man.
100%. I have no idea how he landed here, but I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. But Adam Reich, let's get back. I know. So where are we here? Let's get back. I'll try to talk about Devontae Adams. I had a very interesting. I don't believe talking about Macho Man as an Attitude Era wrestler was anywhere on.
Let me look at the rundown here.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
It's really. Yeah, it really wasn't.